Now coming up to standing, you're going to want to face the wall at about an arm's length distance away so that you can reach both hands out in front of you. Now the goal of this drill is kind of to build off of what we have been working on, a feeling of expansion into this upper back, and only through that expansion are we able to find a maximum amount of flexion in the upper back, which is really key for all the motions of the spine. So starting here, we're going to cue some breathing, and then you're going to need to work your feet further back from the wall until you find this spot for your body where you can barely touch the wall, okay? So it's going to take a little fine tuning on your own, and we'll guide you through it to find your proper positioning. So setting up with the fingertips barely touching the wall, take a moment to sense into your feet. Bend your knees slightly so your knee bend is soft, and then curl your tailbone under. Okay, now it might not be a lot of motion, but the goal is that you're never gonna let your tailbone reverse. So yeah, exactly. As we start to do this reach, your pelvis will really try to reverse. So you need to spend most of your focus on keeping that tailbone curled under, okay? Now from here, as you take a breath in to prepare, you can step back from the wall just a little bit. And then as you exhale, reach your hands to the wall, but not letting your tailbone lift, okay? Now, if you're able to touch the wall here, you're gonna need to work yourself a little further back. If you're not able to touch the wall, then step your feet a little bit further forward, okay? Good, okay? Now from here, just stand up tall for a moment. So we got a little bit closer to where we need to be. So now the drill, we can really focus on the breathing component of the drill, all right? So sensing into your feet, feel your heels in particular. Bend your knees slightly. Scoop your tailbone under. Good. Now keep that scoop, reach your hands forward, take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, blow those birthday candles out and reach and round to try to find the fingertips touching the wall without leaning into the wall. As you inhale, send that inhale into your upper back to try to expand. As you exhale, round further, making sure your tailbone is still scooped under. Good. Let's keep going for reps. Inhale to expand your back. Exhale to round, and use that expansion for more flexion in your spine. Good. Keep going, 2 more breaths. Feel free to adjust your foot positioning slightly if you find that now it's easy to touch the wall, or maybe you're not able to touch the wall. You'd have to step closer. Last breath. Good. And go ahead, stand on up. Okay, take a moment to relax here. Now, as you get a feel for this drill, there's a few reasons that we might be asking you to do it. First reason is to feel that expansion into your upper back from a standing position. For that, you'll really want to make sure that your tailbone doesn't move, like I said, but also that you're not shifting your weight off of your heels. And that's a very inside game thing to feel, especially when there's no one watching your work. So really sensing into your heels to start will set you up well to do the drill correctly. The other reason we might be asking you to do it is as a little bit of an assessment drill. For that, you'll want a tape measure, and we would just use that to measure how far your big toes or your heels, doesn't really matter which one you use as your metric, are away from the wall, okay? And that'll be different from person to person, but as you progress, you'll find that you're able to work further away from the wall, all right? Let's do our second set now. So sense into your feet. Feel those heels really staying planted on the floor as you bend your knees. Curl your tailbone under, and try to be extra sure this round that you're not gonna let your tailbone reverse and go into extension. Then take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, blow the birthday candles out and reach your fingertips to the wall, only reaching as far as you can without your pelvis changing shape. When you're there, adjust, either back if you are touching the wall easily, or forward if you're not touching the wall. Come forward just a little bit, Hannah. Yeah, there we go. Good, okay? Then as you're making contact with the wall, every inhale is about expanding into your upper back. Every exhale is about rounding further forward, but not because your pelvis is moving. Keep that pelvis curled under. Yes, very nice. Good. Last few breaths. Just taking care to make sure you're not leaning on the wall. Your body is amazing at finding ways out of this challenging position. So stay with the work on every exhale. Stay with that expansion idea on every inhale. And final blowout, really a strong breath of air out. And then relax. Good.